demonstrator. Halsey here from slimandstylish.com. Thank you very much for joining me. It's a very miserable Sunday evening here. Been tipping it down in rain all day. I hope everything's a little bit better where all of you are. You've had a good weekend. I'm just trying to find the live stream now so I can chat along with you and see your comments. If you're here, let me know you're here. I've got a fun card for you today using a brand new stamp set. Quite excited about it. It's a cute little stamp set, to be honest with you. It's called Darling Donkeys and it's from the Sale-a-bration catalogue. So hopefully, just found it, but I'm not sure if it's a little bit behind because I haven't seen my hands yet and there doesn't look like there's any comments. If you are here, please do let me know. So this is the Sale-a-bration set, Darling Donkeys. Sale-a-bration starts on the 5th of January. And it's a really fun period of time for demonstrators and customers alike because you can get free product just by spending from the main catalogue. So either the main annual catalogue or the new mini catalogue. If you spend £45 worth of products in here, you get free items out of this little catalogue. And that's what the Darling Donkeys is. So if you spend £45 in the mini catalogue or the annual catalogue, you can get this for free. And I'm also using a brand new stamp set called Hey Girlfriend. And I'm just using the bow out of that. Sorry, not the bow. The balloon out of that one. Hi, Colleen. Oh, I've just started getting messages. Hope you're okay. Someone's there. That's good. I always worry that one day I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself and then realise I haven't even switched the phone properly on. So today's card is this pop-up card. This is inspired quite a lot by a video that I saw of Jennifer Maguire's a few years ago. But she had got it with American card sizes. And so it was a little bit too wide for our envelopes. I reconstructed it in a card that is perfect for our envelopes here. But I have also put it in inches for everyone over in America as well. And this card is quite fun because when you open it, I say when you open it, I haven't folded it properly. When you open it, it changes at the back here. So you get an alternative image. So it says at the front, it's your birthday. And you've got two of the little donkeys. And then when you open it, it says yeehaw, and you've got a backing donkey because I just think that's fun. So I'm going to show you how to put this together. Let me just move my stamp sets off the table. What I have done is I've written down all of the measurements for you, which I'm going to put to the side of my desk. And I'm going to take a picture of these and put them over in my group, Slim and Stylish's Crafty Hangout. So do come along and send a request. And this will be in the album for this project. So you can see this all a lot clearly. Okay. So I have got two thick pieces of Whisper White. I actually never put which was the thick pieces. That was clever. So that one there is thick. Thick. And this one here is standard. That's my forgetful thing for today. Oh, hi everyone. My gosh, there's just been a load of comments pop up. Hi, Donna. Hope you're okay. It's donkeys first, Donna. Donna and I have been talking all week about how we enjoy the Christmas song, Dominic the Christmas Donkey. Hi, Aniki. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. And you? Hi, Katrina. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you think it's cute. Hiya, Julie. Right. Let's get on with it. So the thick pieces of card, you need them to be cut. This one here is the front layer, which is cut at 10.5 centimetres. By 20.6 centimetres, which is also 4 1/8 of an inch by 8 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I've already cut it. I'm just going to be scoring it. and you want to score this one at 14.85 centimeters. By the way, you'll notice I have my new trimmer now. Yay! But it is the one thing I found is it's got a latch on, which is much better than the old ones because it means this isn't flopping around, and I was always worried about breaking it. But because I'm only just getting used to using this, I only started using it today, every time I've tried to pick it up, it means I keep forgetting that I actually have to properly open it. And I keep thinking, why is this not just flopping open? But yes, so this is the 20.6 centimeters by 10.5 centimeters. And you want to score it. I'm going to turn it around because I've actually already done my score marks. You want to score it at 14.85 centimeters. And if you're working in inches, it's 4 1/8 of an inch by 8 1/8 of an inch. And you want to score it at 5 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so I tell you what else is confusing me with this trimmer, and I'm going to end up changing it, I know, and it looks really easy to change. But on my previous trimmer, I had my score at the top and my trim at the bottom. And I know they're different colours, but it's a very hard habit to get out of. So I can see I'm going to be changing that. So that's that piece done. The bit that's the back layer, that is this, no, that's this one. I know what I'm doing. This one is 4 1/8 of an inch as well, by 6 1/8 of an inch. And if we're centimetres, it's 10.5 centimetres by 15.5 centimetres. Okay, and you want to pop it in, and you want to score it at exactly the same at 5 7/8 of an inch or 14.85 centimetres. And for the middle layer, because there's 3 cards that's involved in this, it's sort of 1.5, 1.5, and 1 in the middle. This here is 10.5 centimetres by 21 centimetres, or 4 1/8 of an inch by, 4 1/8 of an inch by 8 1/4. And you just want to score it in half at either 4 1/8 of an inch or 10.5 centimetres. So I'm going to hold that up to the camera. And if anyone's watching on delayed time or coming back, you can pause it now. And it has all the cut sizes and all the score sizes on. Okay, like I said, this will be in my group, Slim and Stylish's Crafty Hangout. I will pop a picture of it into the album. So come along, send me a request, I'll let you in, and you'll be able to find it in the album. And if you are based in Europe and you like any of the products, everything I'm using today is available from my website, which is just here. Okay. The other piece of cardstock that I have got, and you're really not going to be very impressed with me here, this is 10 centimetres by 14.25 centimetres, and like an absolute donkey, we'll say donkey because I'm making a donkey card, I never measured it in inches, so it's just under 4 inches by 5 5/8 of an inch, and this is in the standard Whisper White, and this is just my layering card. So if you notice, I've just got a layer on here because I personally can't stand stamping on our thick cardstock. I like to stamp on the thin cardstock and colour on there. I think it's a lot better stamping medium, so I'm fussy. Right, let's get scoring. Well, I've already scored. Let's burnish. That's the one. So what have you all been up to with your weekend? I'm going to pop an apology in now to any of my customers that are watching. I was supposed to get my delivery of catalogues on Tuesday last week. It got put back daily by UPS. They're really busy at the moment coming up Christmas time. And then when it arrived eventually yesterday morning, that's right, they put on Saturday deliveries, my box had unfortunately come apart during shipping, and they had resealed it, but lots of things were missing. And when I say lots of things, I mean a good 3/4 of the items. So I've logged it with Stampin' Up, that's fine. They'll send me new items out, but it means that I've only got a couple of my quite a few catalogues I requested. So I'll be contacting you all to let you know anyway that it will be delayed. But yes, sorry about that. I did promise you that they'd be with you before Christmas. They might be with you in between Christmas and New Year, but they're worth waiting for because there's some really gorgeous bits in them. So you've got this bit here that's folded like that, and that's the front layer. You've got this bit here which has got a tiny, tiny little lip on it, and that's the back layer. And then you've got this cute little square card here, and that is the middle layer. And what will happen is this layer is eventually going to get stuck to this one, like here. So you can just double check now that they are all the right width. And then this one here is going to fold in there and come on there. It's not going to be glued in all these places, but that's how it's going to be. So you can see that that will make a nice card shape size. And if one of them is too wide, just double check the measurements again. So on to decorating time. What you want first of all is you want your front cover, and I have got the 2-inch circle punch and the 2 1/4 inch circle punch. If you don't have the punches, you can use the circles. You can make these whatever sizes you want, but you want it to only be about halfway, and it's got to be on this side of the card. Okay, if you put it over this side, let me give you an idea. That's going to be stuck there. And you have got this lip on that one. And you want whatever hole it is to see what's on the back page. So you want to make sure it fits in that gap. You can do it as a circle. You can do a big square rectangle out. You can do whichever you want. I'm doing circles and I'm using the punches. And you ideally want to have one that's just a little bit smaller than the other one. I'll explain to you why. Where's my little draft one? This hole here, this window, is 2 inches. And I have cut the circle with a donkey out at 2 1/4 inches. So when the card is shut, you can see it perfectly in there. If I'd done it at 2 inches, when the card was opened just a little bit, you'd see the edge of the circle. And you don't really want that. You want it to be just a little bit bigger on the base. So I'm going to start off with a 2-inch circle. And I'm going to cut the hole out of my front piece. I'm going to do it in the exact same place. So it's just towards the top of the card. A little bit in and a little bit down. About there. Now, this circle, you don't really need it for this project, but just as a handy tip, I always keep these in a little box, and then whenever it comes to popping sentiments on my card, I can just pop the sentiment on this and away I go. Dead simple. Don't throw anything away, people. Next up, you want to line the mini layer card. So this is this little one. You want to line that up in here, corner to corner. And I find it better if you fold this out flat. And you want a pencil, and you just want to mark where the circle is. You want it so this hole goes straight through this card. So you want to line it up and draw your circle there. Now, if you've got dies, you can pop your die on there and pop it through the die machine, and it will cut both pieces of card. But I'm using a punch, and it hurts my wrist if I try and punch out more than one, so I'm going to do it separately. But if you're big and strong, you feel free to go through both of them. I have really weak wrists at the best of times. So there's the first one. I'm going to fold that again and draw my circle again and punch out again. So let's see what we've all been doing. Oh, I'm sorry you're having tech issues, Karen. Hopefully you can catch up though, because I know you do like crafting along with it. Nikki, she's supposed to have been having dangerous fog today, but it's been sunny. Oh, we've just had rain all day. It's been miserable. Hi, Audrey. Colleen's doing a Zoom class tonight with her demonstrator tomorrow night. Very excited. Oh, that sounds good. Your card is adorable. I love that song too. Yeah, myself and Donna have been singing that song most of the week. Colleen. Oh, you can use centimetres on your trimmer. Oh, that's good. Not that it confuses me when I try and do centimetres and inches together, but I always forget to do one and not the other. Or I remember what the length is in centimetres and then give the width in inches, because my mind just works weirdly. So then when you line it back up, you should have a full hole that goes through. Okay. This bit will then go on the back, but we'll just wait for that. The mat that you were going to put at the front, hopefully you can see, I know it's very hard with white on white, but you can see there is just a little bit of an edging around. So I'm going to line that up exactly where I want it so that the edging is even on both sides. I'll hold the paper, turn it over so that I know it's in the right place, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, draw a circle through this window and pop it out using the 2-inch circle punch again. There we go. And then when you line that back up on top, you've got a nice mat and it fits with a circle. So I'm just going to play with a mat piece to decorate it. And I've also got a scrap piece of thin whisper white here somewhere. These were from last week. Look, they've got the stitching around. Told you I never throw away scrap at all. So these are for my donkeys stamp sets. So I've got all 3 of the donkeys. I've already popped them onto D blocks and my memento ink. So if I just bring my project one back in, I've got this donkey just here. He's on this corner. And then I have the donkey with the rose in its mouth on the very back. And I have the bucking Yeehaw donkey in the middle. So those are the 3 that I want. So on the front bit, I'm going to pop my little dopey donkey, is what I'm calling him. I don't know why, but I think he looks dopey. You might see my head for a second because I just want to make sure he's straight. There we go. Just going to move that to the side and stamp these onto these bits. I'm just going to check these are wide enough actually for my 2 1/4 inch circle punch. Just about. Yeah, just about. I only actually need 2, but I'm measuring the 3rd one because we all know at some point I'm going to make a mistake, right? So I'm inking him up. Stamping him down. This one looks like he's having so much fun. He reminds me of Buckaroo. Do you have Buckaroo over in the States? You have to put your all your bits on the back of the donkey and not to make too much of a jutter, otherwise he bucks on you, knocks everything off. Okay, 2 1/4 inch circle punch because we're going for the bigger punch. And I'm just going to pop him out. Now when you're punching it, do remember that this punch is bigger than the actual circle window. So you want to make sure that the bit you have, or the bit you want to capture, is in the middle of the circle. There's my donkey with a rose. I feel that I've got to know this donkey with a rose exceedingly well, because my little gift cards that I'm sending out with my catalogues to customers all were made with this donkey. Let me show you. They were so cute and tiny. I've got a video coming up with them this week. Look, they're teensy tiny, and I've made about 60 of these for the catalogues that didn't turn up. Even though they did get lost in the post and I've had to order more, if you are sitting there and you want some, please let me know, and as soon as they come, I will get them out to you. Oh, sorry, I forgot the balloon. So the balloon is from the Hey Girlfriend stamp set. That's this one. And what I actually did with the balloon is I couldn't get the balloon to stamp without going through the donkey, and I thought it was a big hassle just to mask him, just to stamp a balloon. So what I actually did was I just used the balloon in the corner of my ink pad. So you can see I got the balloon and just a slight bit of the tail, not too much of it, just a slight bit. And then I just pop that above his head, like that. Then either your Stampin' Right marker, or I've got our journaling pens. You just want to draw a little bit of a tail in there and connect it to his paws, and then I just put a bow, 2 circles and 2 tails on the end of the balloon. So it just links it up, and I found that a lot quicker than masking him. Right, colouring time with blending. Love a bit of blending. So I've got light and dark melon mambo, and I always have to look at that because for some weird reason I call it mango medley, which is the orangey yellow. I know they're nothing alike, but they both begin with M, and I get confused at the slightest of things. So I've also got light pool party, ivory, light crumb cake, dark crumb cake, and the white Stampin' Right marker. So I'm just going to do the balloon quickly and get that one out of the way. So what I did is dark around the edges of that side. Filled it in a little bit. Light around the edges of this side. And then using the brush, I just took all the dark over to the light. And if anyone wants to know my blending tip, it's to blend in circles. Much more effective than doing it in lines. And then the colour. Lifter just on the edge there to give it some shine. Okay, the rest of the donkey, I've used ivory on the hair, ivory on his schnoz, and then ivory on the hoof. Oh, and on his tail. So I'm just going to do that on all of them as we go across, because it's the same donkey. His schnoz. Oh, so Clean hasn't heard of Buckaroo. It was when I was younger, it was a plastic donkey, and he had all little hooks on his saddle, and there was all different bits that you popped onto his saddle. So it was like a bucket you popped onto his saddle, some rope, a pickaxe. There was all different things, and if you put too much on or you jerked too much, he would buck at a random time. And the game was, is everyone went round, a bit like Jenga, and popped a new one on each time, and then whichever one made him buck was the loser. Okay, so that's all the ivory done. The dark crumb cake, I did the top of his ears with. Just around the fuzzy bits of him. And also the shaded bit that Stampin' Up have nicely put on him. They're so good because they tell you where to colour, basically. If you can see that the ink goes a little bit thicker, or there's a bit where it looks like the ink is shaded, that's the bit to get him. Yeah, I did used to scare the life out of you, Donna. Really did. Because it would normally be a couple of seconds, or it seemed to be a couple of seconds after you put it on. So the next person would just be reaching towards it, and then it would jump, and yeah, it would scare the life out of you. So light crumb cake. You want to go over the dark as well. I go around the edges. Make sure his legs are done because his legs are quite thin. So I do all of this with a bullet tip. And then the bit in the middle, I come in with the brush tip and I just go over the whole lot, and I do the circles over the darker bit, and it just blends in quite nicely then. There was another one a bit like Buckaroo, actually. I'm trying to think. I know there was Operation. That was also one you had to be quite delicate with your hands. But there was another one that I thought either bucked or moved. So there's that one done. No crafting until Thursday, Audrey. How's your decoration project going? Audrey can't get to any of her craft supplies this week. And then I was really mean and set a challenge in our team group. Poor Audrey can't play in it. Oh, well, I've got... Okay, so I've actually been crafting downstairs, and I bought up the blends that I needed for this project, but forgot that he got his flower in his mouth. So it was Melon Mambo for the rose, but the stem is just jade, and it's just jade dark, and I've left that on the table downstairs. So he's going to have a white stem. Sorry, I will colour it in later, but yeah, that was I haven't even got my Stampin' Right markers here to make up for it, but yeah, his little stem was just jade. So around them, I've took my light pool party and I've just done a shadow all the way around them. Like that. And then I've coloured the rest of the circle then in with pool party. If you're not a big blend person, you can leave it white, or you can fussy cut him out and stick him on top of a pool party background. I just thought it was easier to colour in and more fun, because we all know I like blends. So sorry, you're going to have to sit through me colour in the background because I didn't get any prepared beforehand. Okay. I thought when I was live, everything went to a little waiting bit. Obviously not. I mean, I've only been live at 4 o'clock every Sunday since the start of lockdown. Why are people ringing? Now they're sending a text message to say, why can't you answer your phone? So I'm just going around the edge of him. You don't have to worry about it being neat at the edge, because as I said, you won't see the edge when it's gone onto the card. You're just going to see the middle bit. But okay. And normally what I would do, but I'm not going to subject you to it, is when I do background colouring with the blends, I normally go over it twice, because I always find the first one can be a bit patchy. So if you're just using one colour and you're just doing a background like I am and you're going around it, I recommend you go over a second time. Builds up the colour nicely as well. But I do know you are all sitting there, so I'm going a lot quicker than I would usually when I'm doing my backgrounds. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Julie. Scared the life out of her with my ringtone. That's what Buckaroo does to you. Right, so for this, I'm going to bring in all my bits and pieces. And I've got my Pool Party ink. And the last little bit of stamping I'm going to do, other than the sentiments, is these little snowflakes. These come with a donkey set. And they're quite cute. You just want to pop a few of them on the front. I'm not popping them all over. And I said they were snowflakes, but it's a birthday party, so they're obviously fireworks and sparklers and fun party things. Not snowflakes. It's just because it's before Christmas, and at the moment snowflakes just seem to be on my mind. Okay. And then on the inside, note to me, before I do a live again, just put my phone on silent. Now you want to remember when you do the inside is to only put as many snowflakes or fireworks that you want, because you're obviously going to write your message in there as well. So my 2 sentiments for the card, which I did in Memento. This, by the way, sorry, I forgot to say, was the inside mini piece. So that's the bit that's going to go in there. When you open it, you want to decorate this side here. And I'm going to put Hee-haw in the middle, because that's where my Buckaroo back in Donkey is going. And where's the scrap? Was the white gone? For my main sentiment, it's your birthday. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, the reason why this is a flag, it was going to be flat, but it appeared for such a small one. With my wobbly hands, I just couldn't get it straight. So I just stamped it on a piece of scrap and then cut straight around it. And that was a lot easier for me than trying to master getting it straight. And plus the fact I didn't particularly fancy getting my Stamparatus out to check it straight. For just one sentiment. Lazy, I know. So then you just want to chop it into a flag. And I've just told you I can't stamp straight, and now I can't cut straight either. So for a flag, I just cut halfway in the middle up, and then cut the corner to the center of my cut like that on both sides. And it creates my little flag. Okay. So I'm going to stick that on there. I'm going to pop it up with some dimensionals. Yeah, very persistent. It's going to end up being something important, you watch, then I'm going to feel guilty for complaining that they called me during my live. Oh, and if it's any of you, my little Stampin' Bells, thinking it's funny, stop it. Imagine it's going to be cheeky Karen or something. Right. There we go. I'm just going to glue this on now, and I'm going to stick it flat. I don't particularly want any more dimension on it because it's already quite a fat card. So I'm going to stick it with some Tombow. I'm going to go all the way around the edge. I'm just going to unfold that so it's completely flat. And I'm using Tombow for most of my sticking today. I will use sticky strip in a bit, but mostly Tombow because you can move it so you can make sure that your circles are dead in the right spot. Okay. The next bit you want to do is the back and the middle. And you want to do the back and the middle before you attach the front. So I'm going to use sticky strip just on this bit here because you want something that's really, really good stick, really good stick. Okay. For anyone, by the way, who has painted nails, this is a lifesaver to get the tacky bit, the cover bit off the sticky strip, because otherwise this sticks to your nails and trust me, it does havoc. So you want to stick that on and you want to try and stick it straight and up to the seam. Do you know, listening to my phone going, when I was younger, I bowl normally during the summer. I'm a big bowler. I enjoy bowling, and it's lawn bowls outside. And when I was younger, it was the first time I'd been asked to be captain of the under-25 team, and I was dead excited, but also really nervous because at the end of the game, you used to have to do a speech. I'm going to pop some Tombow onto this bit here and stick it onto here, and you better pop in the Tombow onto here because you can see where it ends, whereas if you put it on this way, it's very hard to judge. So I'd work my way up to doing this after dinner. Oh gosh, it keeps going. This after dinner speech, and I stood up to do it, and one of the guys who I always bowled with kept ringing my mobile, and I was there trying to pretend obviously it wasn't mine. And this has just brought flashbacks of that moment. He was actually a really good friend, but and I think everybody knew what he was doing because he was sitting at the table 2 tables away from me. But yeah, flashback. So then I'll message him when I come off and remind him. So there we go. That is all the sticking you need to do to the actual card. That's going to just flip under there loosely. That doesn't get stuck. And your card now forms this weird sort of, I don't know, like an M, but stuck together. It's a weird shape. That's the shape you want your card to be. And when you stick it down together, you get this perfect circle here. So now you just need to play with your 2 donkeys. Okay. This one here, because I want it to show through at the very end, is going to go all the way on the back. So again, I'm going to use my Tombow because it's just easier to maneuver. Yes, Colleen, it was mean. It was. I think it was because I was the youngest in that group at the time, and I was the only girl. So all the guys just used to sort of take the mick. And then when I got asked to be captain, they were obviously all jealous. I think it was because none of the boys wanted to do it, to be honest with you. So now I can just maneuver him round to where I want him. I quite want him there. I'm ever so sorry for these beeps, by the way. Then, when you open him up, this bit here comes underneath the card, like that, and comes in to there. If you're having problems opening it like I just have, it's because it loops with this bit here. So sometimes when you do that, it catches onto that. If that's the case, you can either trim just a little bit off the edge here, but wait until you put your donkey on so you know the exact space where to trim. Or you can just stick this down and cover it. Either a bit of tape will just make it smooth and not an edge. Okay, but make sure you pop your donkey on first so you know where you're going. So the donkey needs to be on this bit here, which is here. Open it up and you'll find where it needs to be. Hi, Amaya. Hope you're okay. Thanks for joining. So you want to pop your donkey in from the back because he's a little bit bigger than my window, so you can't pop him through. Maneuver him how you want to maneuver him. I'm popping him so his bottom's up, so he looks like he's bucking, and he's having a great fun time doing that. Okay, and I've just noticed I've put my circle die just a little bit too near the edge. So all I'm going to do is you can either chop that off, which I've just thought is probably not the best way to do it, or you can come back in with your 2.5-inch circle punch, line it back up and use the punch to do it. Okay, so now you've got him there, you can see if it still catches on there, and if it does, trim it down accordingly. So let me have a look. Yeah, mine's still catching on that bit there. So all I'm going to do is just chop around my donkey. It all depends on where you've actually popped your window. That's going to be a lot easier for me, so that when I open him, he will now go flat. On this card, I didn't need to because my window wasn't as close to the edge. So he just opened quite happily. But there you go. So it's a peekaboo card. You can chop and change it. You could put the sentiment in there, or you could pop one of the different donkeys or any of your cute little sets. And like I said at the start, you could do a square panel or you could die cut. I just thought it was really cute with the donkeys. And as I said, this is a free stamp set, the donkeys. You can get this if you spend £45 in catalogue anytime after the 5th of January, and you can add him on. And unfortunately, you can't buy him separately, but we all like something that comes for free, right? So I'm just popping some rhinestones in. And I'm sorry I was a bit distracted towards the end. I'm just wondering what is so important on my phone. So I've only popped a few on, and I've just popped them in the middle of the firework bits. Okay, let me just catch up. Oh, thanks, Julie. If you do case it, please pop over to my group, Slim and Stylish's Crafty Hangout, and pop it in the album so I can see, because I like nosing at what other people have done. Hi, Nikki. Oh, you're going to case it as well. Yay. Let me know how you get on. He is. It's just adorable. I love this donkey. He's really, really cheeky and cute and jumpy. Oh, my Gandrive. I'm going to guess that's handwriting. Thank you. I've tried to make it legible, but if you are going to do it, do check over. I will pop all of this in the album on Slim and Stylish's Crafty Hangout, so you can get all of the sizes and all of the score marks. And like I said, if you're based in the Europe region, you can purchase any of the items I've used today. And that's my shop address. After the 5th of January. And anyone who wants a catalogue, please let me know. And as soon as they arrive with me, I will get them posted to you, and they should arrive with you between Christmas and New Year. And I will contact anyone who was outstanding one, just to let them know that my deliveries are a little bit delayed. And in addition, if you are in the Europe region and you've already got your catalogue, or you've looked through, or you've seen some things on YouTube that's made and you like the papers and the embellishments and the ribbon, I do actually have some shares, and you can find out all the details of these on my website, slimandstylish.com, or you can email me and I'll send you this grid through so you can see what you get. I will see you at 4 o'clock next week, and I'm just going to go and check what those messages are, but I'm sorry that it's beeped all the way through. See you all soon. Have a good week. Bye.